What's going on, good people? So many of you know that last summer I did a renovation using a warm season grass type, which was IronCutter Bermuda by MVP Genetics on my Pops lawn. That was about 20,000 square foot. So we started it off with Sprig. So in about 9 weeks, we had a lawn that was looking like this. So many of you have asked for an update on how that looks. I actually haven't made it down except for one time, which really wasn't prime growing season yet for the Bermuda. So North Carolina has been going through the same heat, actually a lot hotter than what we're experiencing here in Maryland, and also those same drought conditions. But what this goes to show is selecting the right grass type and also an elite grass type will give you a lawn and give you the performance that you're looking for. These pictures are present day. Actually, my dad just sent them to me yesterday. So with this amount of color, given the heat and also the drought condition they're experiencing, I think this lawn is looking pretty good. One thing that I will point out is I can tell it's a little hungry. It does need another feeding. It's only had close to a pound of N on it for this current season, just based on the drought conditions. The darker green areas are kind of towards the end where my dad has start and stop the fertilizer spreader. So we got to get that dialed in a little bit, but this was our first application. You can also see some of the unevenness in the cut quality, which is what I was talking about in my previous video that I'm not quite as happy with. We really need to do some leveling work to kind of dial that in. So looking at this picture, you can see the one bare spot there over to the left. That was an area that we had some spring dead spot in that is now filling in, but we haven't been able to get enough fert on it or the conditions for it to fully grow in. We had about 3 or 4 of those spring dead spots that were probably about 6 to 8 feet in diameter. This is the thinnest area we have in the entire lawn, and there's a prime reason for it. Shade cover. So there's a huge Bradford pear that really shades this area, and it goes to show that warm season grass types really love the sun and they really need it to actually thrive. This is the flip side of that same area, and you can see it has a lot better coverage and density, and the main reason is it gets a lot more sunlight. So looking at this area, I think it is going to be a prime candidate for a nice experiment that I want to do, which is going to be blue muta. So this fall, I think I'm going to try to sell my dad on overseeding this area with Kentucky bluegrass. We'll probably use the 365 SS from Mountain View Seed and convert this area from full iron cutter into a combination of IronCutter Bermuda and 365 SS Kentucky bluegrass. So this is the update, people. Hope you enjoyed it. Go back to some of my previous videos where I'm actually walking you through the details of how we're preparing the soil, how we're getting prepared for this renovation that we did. And my upcoming video will actually show the sprigging process and some information on the irrigation. All right, y'all, have a good one. And as I always say, just know we working.